Welcome to Star Family Tarot. Your intuition led you here. The theme for this video is, what is your life's purpose? This is a timeless message. Whenever you find this video, there will be something here for you. So before choosing a card or crystal that you're drawn to, take a deep breath. Ask your spirit guide team to help you choose which card is right for you at this time. They love to help, but you've got to ask. If you found this channel, you are an old soul and probably a light worker, so welcome. And remember, this is a general reading, so trust your intuition. If something doesn't fit, then it's not for you, or it may connect later on. So for card number 1, we have this rose quartz point. And for card number 2, we have this green fluorite point. And for card number 3, we have an amethyst point. So pause the video if you need to, and you'll be able to find those timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, card number 1. If you picked the first card out of the 3 and this rose quartz point, then welcome to your reading. So what we're going to do is I've pulled this card in advance for you to represent the general theme for what your life's purpose is, and I've channeled a message for you about that in advance. So first I'm going to read that to you. Then we will dive into some more tarot. We will pull a clarifier oracle card, and then we will end with a lightworker oracle card. So for you, no big deal, just the Empress energy, just the goddess of the tarot energy. Just like take in the imagery in this card for a moment. So your life's purpose is to nurture your dreams into creation, to play and delight in the manifestations on the physical plane from the imaginal plane, to have compassion for and nurture not only your own creations, but for those around you, to know that love is an infinite supply, even here in this dense realm, to bring the lightness of unconditional love into this reality, to create ripples of this love out throughout all of existence, and to witness their impact only when you return to spirit. Don't wait until then to realize how powerful your divine feminine nature really is, to see how powerful the impact of your love for all of creation really is, to know that you are made of stardust and your existence is a miracle. So you too are meant to generate miracles for others with your love in this incarnation, to allow others to be transformed by your loving gaze, to assist Mother Gaia at this time by vibrating harmoniously with her, to realize the act of generating love and creating from that place combats so much hate that exists. She put out the call and you answered. She as in Mother Gaia. She loves you unconditionally and thanks you for heeding the call. Like low-key amazing, no big deal. Wow. Okay, cool. So off to an amazing start. I'm going to go ahead and pull some more tarot about what it is that card number 1, what is their life purpose? What is the life purpose for card number 1? Please, angels and guides, for card number 1, what can we tell them about their life's purpose? the past position is the Six of Voices, or the Six of Swords in the traditional tarot. Current energy is death, which is ultimately transformation, which is why we have this imagery here of the cocoon and very interesting. Challenge position is the Sun. Okay. This is making sense. Knight of Materials in your advice position. And the Hierophant in the outcome. You guys. This is a really important life for you guys, I feel. Wow. So right off the bat, with the Six of Voices in the past position, I feel like this is not necessarily a past from this lifetime, but past lives, like the theme of past lives. And this is just walking away from a way of being, walking away from like a mode of being that you've been in past lives. It feels like this is about, it's about the self-love energy. If this is the main theme, like this was your intention, it feels like this was your intention coming in, is to be sitting in this energy, to be operating from this energy, to be inspiring others with this energy. So you're having to leave behind some old ways of being that were in some darkness. That darkness as in not like you were operating to hurt other people, but you were allowing others to hurt you. So there may have been some remnants of this in your childhood as well. Or early on, some more opportunities to fully release this energy. But definitely it's available to you to release now. You don't have to be exactly aware of what the details of that past life were to be able to release it. But just know that you made a choice to leave behind not enoughness, to leave behind not loving yourself, to leave behind allowing others to treat you without the love and respect that you deserve. I'm also hearing scarcity as well. So to be operating in scarcity mode. So you made a choice that, no, I want to be a conscious creator in this life. I actually want to wake up, I want to realize my true divinity, and I want to leave behind anything that keeps me playing small. Because this is an energy that needs to be seen. This is such a joyful, playful energy, and it's to show others too, right? Like, it's to lead with love and show others the power of that. And like I was saying in that channeled message too, I was really feeling that part about allowing others to be transformed by your loving gaze. So your mission this life is to love yourself so much that when you turn that gaze to others, they can feel that love too, and they can be transformed by it. It also feels like with this Six of Voices, this is the transition to a better time after a time of difficulty. So it feels like you may have had some more difficult, difficult incarnations. And some of that heaviness could have carried over into this life, but it's showing up now for you to release it. So this is just ultimately acknowledging that transition away from that way of being is a difficult one for you. So seek how you can do some more shadow work, how you can delve into your subconscious and see if there are any remnants of those programs that were implemented in earlier, more difficult incarnations, and see if you can release them just by turning your attention towards them, thanking them for the service that they provided in your past lives, but that's no longer who you are. And you don't have to carry them this time. So this is a portal into a new way of being from here forward. Like, this is no longer who you are, especially with your current energy being death. Like, I love this. I love this because this is exactly what we were talking about, of leaving behind this way of being. Like, this is a complete and ultimate transformation, and who wouldn't want to transform into this goddess? Even if you do identify as a masculine energy in this life, this is still so just embodied creation energy. It doesn't have to do with being a female. Just wanted to throw that disclaimer out there. But death is regeneration. It's metamorphosis. It's why we're here in this 3D world, to transform, to take one way of being, pain, suffering usually, or it's kind of how we've been doing it, and turn that into something beautiful, and to expand into more of who you really are, and to allow that to come online. And since this is in your current energy, it also looks like you may have been doing some shadow work already, because you're in that in-between worlds phase before the magnitude of who you really are comes online fully. It looks like there are some cobwebs that are being cleared out right now. Like, if you've been suffering, if you've been feeling a lot of pain, if you've been feeling even some physical pain, it feels like this is a purging of these old stagnant energies that have been kind of insidiously taking up space in your mental realms, in your emotional realms, in your emotional body. And the clearing out, the purging of that sometimes can be difficult. What I'm hearing now also is that if you've ever looked into breath work or any kind of somatic experience healing, tapping, EFT, it's emotional freedom technique tapping, that could be really helpful, because you don't necessarily have to, it's not the type of shadow work that you have to know exactly what it is that you're releasing, or where it came from, or what happened. Like, I used to offer past life regression, which was such a beautiful thing for people to witness, and I love that. But it can be really time consuming to go in and pinpoint exactly where these pains, fears, phobias, blocks, exactly where they're coming from. And I feel like somatic experiencing is going to be huge, like sound healing as well. Those types of things are going to move energy for you, and you'd never have to know where they came from to be able to release them, if that makes any sense. But with all of this cleared out, this clearing out that you're doing right now, it's time to move into the sun. And it looks like it's so interesting that the sun is in the challenge position for you, because this is like a free and easy type of feeling. Like, it's allowing your inner being to be basking in the light of source, the great central sun, right? The God source, the infinite loving, unconditional loving source. That's what the energy of the sun is to me. It's like feeling the glow of that love, and knowing that everything that is good, everything that is positive, everything that is joyful, everything that is light and easy and abundant is for you. So it seems like you're having maybe a particularly challenging time to accept that love at this time. So I totally understand, like, the feelings of not worthiness, or the feelings of not enoughness, or maybe even imposter syndrome, perhaps, about who am I to enjoy being in the sun? Who am I to enjoy my life? I feel like that's why so many people who are light workers, whether you identify that way or not, like, you have a great light within you. So many of us have a hard time receiving monetary or financial abundance for these reasons. But this is the tide that is shifting for you now, and this is what's available to you. So really working on those feelings of worthiness is going to have a lasting impact on your life. And to know that, like, your will to grow, your will to thrive, your will to thrive is your divine birthright. That is stepping into creator energy. That is being grateful for the life that you have right now, no matter what the circumstances are. That's what being in the light of source is, right? It's just being grateful for life. This is ultimately a card of healing as well. So it might be challenging for you to be healed at this time, to be healing, to be accepting healing. I would encourage you to find support, whether that's like free online Facebook groups that are people that are going through similar types of healing journeys, or, like I was saying, with the somatic experiencing, breath work, some kind of support would benefit you greatly as well. Because the more people that can look at you with loving kindness, the more you might start to believe it as well. But this is freedom. This is freedom from pain, freedom from lives that are no longer relevant to you. But ultimately, freedom from pain, from trauma. So really being able to release that at this time. Your advice is the Knight of Materials, which is really interesting, because this is like a very productive energy, but it's like taking joy in these repetitive tasks that will ultimately afford you financial wealth, stability, and abundance. So it might be, for now, allowing yourself to be fully engrossed with a passion project, to be fully engrossed with the work that you're doing in the world. That could be a medicine for you at this time. But this is consistency. This is showing up. This is planting the seeds. This is long-term. This is how you assure yourself long-term success, is by showing up every day. So that might be the joy of a routine, the joy of a morning routine as well. Some type of magic morning where you're waking up maybe a little bit earlier to afford yourself more time for yourself. I'm being drawn to this rose here. This is kind of reminds me of like the sweetness of self-care. So perhaps this is not necessarily about financial or monetary gain. It's more about like bestowing yourself with self-care and allowing that light of the healing sun to enter in that way. And that will naturally, like the byproduct of that energy is abundance, is financial wealth, because you're showing yourself, you're showing your subconscious that you are worth it. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely what this energy is. It's being diligent with your routine, being diligent in taking care of yourself like you would any sweet plant, any sweet creature on this earth, any sweet babe, that you would take care of them in the same way. So showing your subconscious self that you're worth it by doing it every day, whether you feel like it or not. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like the same type of self-care, but making sure that you're prioritizing that at this time. If you continue to do that day after day for an extended period of time, then your life will transform in what shows up, what opportunities are showing up for you. Because you'll be a match. You'll be a match for more wealth and abundance because you're taking care of yourself. And you guys, in the final outcome is the Hierophant. The Hierophant to me is this conduit between heaven and earth. It's this conduit between the spiritual divine realms and this planet. So it's being this walking light. It's being this walking reminder of divinity. It's being this walking reminder of God's love. It's whatever word you want to use for God. I know that can be triggering for some people, but this universal life force energy, once you're tending to this, when you're tending to yourself, you're loving on yourself so much, then you will naturally have this impact on people, like I was saying with in the beginning with this Empress energy, that you have no idea the repercussions that your light will have. You have no idea how far-reaching and powerful that light of love is, just by simply looking at another person, like in passing. You have no idea the impact that could have on their vibration, on their life, on their thoughts, everything like that. So when you're operating in this ultimately loving way, you're extending that love to yourself, you're showing up every day and you're providing that love for yourself. Like, that's your purpose here. Your purpose is to be this beacon of light here on earth, to be a reminder to people in the darkness who have been stuck in the darkness that they too can choose to leave the darkness anytime, because you've done it and you know what that feels like. And all of that can be communicated just with your energy when you're showing up in a room, when you're showing up anywhere that you're going in life. It's not about a doing, it's about a being, right? This is ultimately also a spiritual teacher. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, that energy is also available. You can be a spiritual teacher and work at Starbucks. You can be a spiritual teacher and work as a librarian. You don't have to be out there talking about this stuff. But if you wanted to, that's also a possibility for you at this time, especially after all of this healing work that you've been doing. Just for other people to be inspired by that journey is a spiritual teacher. To allow others to see you and to see everything that you've come through, that you've overcome, that you are overcoming, to allow that transparency to be seen is so healing for people. And so if you are interested in doing any kind of spiritual teaching, even working with kids, like all that stuff is so needed, coming from a place of the capacity to shine your light. Also, finding ways to slow down, coming back to this energy of showing up every day for yourself with self-care, finding ways to slow down and really like romanticizing your life. I know that's kind of a big thing right now, or like ritualizing your life, like allowing every moment, every movement to be a living, breathing prayer of gratitude, of grace, of kindness, of beacon of light. All of that is available to you now. So if you can find sweet ritualized moments too, of like setting or lighting candles, or having fresh cut flowers, or growing flowers, like anything like that can be a ritual. It doesn't have to be some kind of big esoteric occult-y looking Illuminati song and dance. But yeah, allowing others to see the wisdom that you've accumulated over lifetimes is really the call here. If there's a call to action, it's this. It's allowing your wisdom to be experienced by others. This is ultimately a card of wisdom. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. This is like pretty big stuff. Okay, cool. I'm going to pull an oracle card here to get a little bit more information about your life's purpose. Angels and guides for card number 1. What else can you tell us about their life's purpose? I also feel like it's important to say that your life's purpose can change. Like it can change over time. You have free will as well. Yeah, so it can always be be changing with this aliveness. It's not necessarily set in stone, but at this current moment in time, this is what the energy is. Well, wow. Survival. Time to reset your mindset and to thrive. Time to reset your mindset to thrive and let go of old coping mechanisms that are keeping you at status quo. Fears, pressure, coping, stress. Yeah, for sure. Time to allow yourself to be in the sun. Time to allow yourself to thrive. Time to walk away from those old patterns, those old programs, conditioning. They're not for you anymore. You're here to shine. Cool. Finally, we'll end with a Lightworker Oracle card. And if my style of reading resonates with you and you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings at this time. You can find that info in the description box. This is a new channel, so if you did receive helpful insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, and subscribe for readings every week. All right, card number 1. Can you tell us, Spirit, about card number 1's life purpose? So, this card keeps coming up. So funny. Dark Angel. The Dark Angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you, without exception. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you, even when it seems most unlikely. In fact, especially then. The divine is reaching for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process. The divine is always helping you remember who you are and find your true joy. When the Dark Angel appears, you are being given a gift of light, even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. Yeah, definitely giving me this death vibes. For sure. It's like that transmutation of darkness into light. A dark mystery is one that helps us learn that even if things don't seem to be working out according to the timing or the methods that we believe necessary, the light and love of spirit are unfailing. If a door is closed in your face, it is the wrong door for you. Divine love will ensure that the right door opens at the right time. When you encounter darkness, how you respond can make either the dark or the light victorious. You can choose doubt and fear, or you can force the darkness to serve the light by choosing trust and faith. You are spiritually advanced enough to trust unconditionally. That is the trust that burns bright, not only when things appear good, but even when your mind thinks things seem to be heading in the wrong direction. Does unconditional trust mean that you give up if things get tough, assuming it's not meant to be? Of course not. Relying on unconditional trust and understanding is the dark mystery. You are willing to go through periods of not knowing. You are willing to continue on your path, even when you are not seeing immediate results, because in your heart you know it's right. This type of trust is powerful enough to release any separation between you and the universe. You know that even when the universe guides you into challenging territory, you shall benefit, grow in divine power, and become the amazing being you're destined to be. Praying to the beautiful dark angel and writing, drawing, dancing your feelings, or dialoguing with your dream images, you can work through the pain of a challenging time and grow in wisdom. What matters is that you can honestly express the depth of your suffering. Then, when you're ready, acknowledge that the experience has helped you grow. As we realize how we have grown through the experience, turning what once was a source of pain into spiritual light, we masterfully transform our deepest pain into our greatest growth and spiritual accomplishment. We become true spiritual alchemists, releasing light from darkness. As you learn to put more faith in love than in fear, your trust becomes increasingly unconditional and you find the light even through the dark. In this way, you become initiated into the mystery of the dark angel. Then you can show others that this is possible. You can help heal others from victim consciousness and show them that inner peace is possible, even when they're facing the unpredictable twists and turns of life. If you've been going through a difficult time or struggling to heal an issue, the dark angel promises that even through the depths of despair, you shall find the light. In your own time, you'll rise again into trust, restored faith, and hope. All will be well. Guys, it's got me. This is just like such a powerful, succinct exclamation point at the end of this reading that summarizes it and adds so many beautiful layers to it. And it just, I'm sending you so much support and love and light on your journey. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hello, card number 2. If you chose the second card on this green fluorite point, welcome to your reading about none other than your life's purpose. So I went ahead and pulled this card for you in advance and channeled a message about the general theme for your life's purpose. Then we will go ahead and pull some tarot cards together, pull an oracle card, and end with the Lightworker oracle card. So without further ado, for you, beautiful number 2, the Queen of Emotions. She's always coming up in my readings recently, so kudos to you guys. Your life's purpose is to know the depths of who you truly are, to know your multidimensional nature intimately, to accept and love yourself unconditionally as the divine loves you, to then bring that immense level of self-love and expand it to encompass your relationships, to experience that deep love being mirrored back to you, and to know the pure joy that it creates, and to create beauty in the world from that place of ultimate truth, to embrace your inner child and your higher self, to allow them consciously to operate in their highest state through you, and to see the highest version of others in turn, to see them so intimately that it could be called psychic awareness, to develop such subtle levels of awareness that it connects worlds that have long been dormant in the darkness of the collective unconscious, to enter these portals not only for your own self-discovery and knowing, but for your ancestors as well. Ask them to guide you, because your emotional and relational success sets them free from what they were not yet ready to achieve in their lifetime. You're here to break generational cycles and to heal them with an abundance of infinite light of love. No big deal. Yeesh. Awesome. So, with that setting the tone, let's go ahead and pull some more tarot. Angels and guides for card number 2, tell us more about their life's purpose. Tell us more about their life's purpose, please. Queen of Materials in the past position. Double queendom going on. The Ace of Emotions in your current energy. The Nine of Voices in your challenge position. The Hanged Muse or Hanged Man. There are no men in this deck, so. The Hanged Muse in your advice position. The Page of Materials in your outcome. So in your past position is the Queen of Materials, and she is the most stable, prosperous queen in the tarot. The Queen of Materials is like the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. But she has ultimate abundance. She's always able to generate more abundance, and she's very grounded with a nurturing, mothering energy. So the fact this is in your past position in this particular reading might be alluding to the energy of past lives. So it looks like you were able to really master the art of generating abundance, of living in abundance, of being in abundance, of trusting the universe to be able to provide for you. It looks like you were able to master that lesson. If that's the lesson that you feel like you haven't mastered in this life, just know that because you have mastered it in a past life, it will come a lot easier to you now than it will to others. We can tap into lessons, skills, anything like that that we've acquired, that we've mastered in past lives. That's available to us, especially with this newer energy that we're in now. So this is a really encouraging way to be, because I feel like a lot of times with past lives, we're looking back at past trauma, past pain, past suffering, especially with the state of the world in the past few centuries. So this is really beautiful that this is what you're carrying into this life. This resourceful, responsible, steadfast, nurturing, abundant queen energy. This is also about unconditional love as well. She unconditionally loves herself. She unconditionally trusts in the universe. So then these blessings appear in her physical reality to mirror the way that she feels about herself. So now, because this is in your past energy, it feels like you're able to go even deeper with your awareness now. To go, okay, I've mastered this physical plane of abundance, and now how can I go deeper? And in your current energy is the Ace of Emotions, which is like the Ace of Cups, which is this beautiful self-filling cup from the universe. This cup that is always overflowing. It's like unconditionally overflowing. This, in the traditional tarot, would kind of symbolize a new relationship or new feelings of emotional fulfillment, new sources of emotional fulfillment. But since we're doing this reading that is about your life's purpose, and this is your current energy, I think it may be calling you to ask how you can generate more emotional fulfillment for yourself. How you can continuously generate your creativity. I feel like your creativity is going to allow you to go into these depths of psychic awareness, of depths of emotional awareness. This creativity wants to come forward from within. Like, it looks like she just wants it to be, I don't want to use the word spewing, but like she wants it to just kind of come up and out of her being and then back down again, like it onking, if you've ever heard of that. So it's like this, the way the energy wants to flow out of our crown and then back down into the ground again. This is also a very healing energy, being in this watery state as well. But she has this intelligence that's inspired and guided by her emotions. This is also very remnant of the Queen of Emotions, but it's like choosing love again and again. It's choosing creativity again and again. It's choosing to be enamored with life again and again. I feel like that's part of your purpose, is to allow yourself to feel deeply through your creativity and allow yourself to generate that again and again. And allow the beauty of your emotions, no matter what they are, to be expressed through your creativity. Because it's ultimate truth, and when you can purge it, then it no longer resides in your body, even if it's a negative emotion, right? Like, if we can fully feel it and let it go, then it doesn't have to take up space, and we have more freedom to experience more. It's also allowing yourself to feel so connected in your heart space that you might be attracting this type of unconditional loving relationship as well. So this could be part of your purpose, if you haven't already experienced a relationship like that, is to experience a very deeply loving relationship, very deeply emotionally intelligent relationship, where it's safe to fully feel, it's safe to be fully held, it's safe to be witnessed by another. It's being a relationship that is ordained by your higher self, by Source itself. Really beautiful. And in your challenge position is the Nine of Voices, which in the traditional tarot is like the Nine of Swords. It's kind of a never-ending nightmare type of energy, where she's going to bed experiencing a nightmare, waking up experiencing a nightmare. It's a lot of worry, it's a lot of dread. I feel like a lot of times women in our society here in the West especially, it's almost like this badge of martyrdom that they wear, like, I show my affection and love for others by how much I worry about you. That's not true love. That is almost like cursing another with these potentialities that don't actually exist. So I know that sounds kind of harsh. I'm not directing that at you. But the Nine of Voices or Nine of Swords, or like the swords are not actually threatening her in the traditional tarot, in the traditional Rider-Waite. They're not actually touching her, inflicting her at all. Like, it's all an illusion. So this is a mental plane. This is a mental anguish. And I feel like I'm being called to the general theme being the Queen of Emotions and the capacity to feel very deeply, which means that you are most likely An empath of a strong nature, which could be, it's like these mental anguishes or intrusive thoughts, even psychic attacks at the most extreme, they're not being generated by you. I know this is kind of an esoteric way to think about thoughts, but thoughts can permeate your mind that aren't yours. Feelings can permeate your body that aren't yours. So really cleansing your energetic, your emotional body every day, whether that's taking a salt bath, putting your feet on the ground, imagining roots going down into the ground, walking through nature, imagining like there's cobwebs around your body, and then just imagining them kind of falling away when you're walking through nature. All of these are really good ways, like even imagining a pillar of light going through your body, starting at the crown. I'm looking into creating some meditations like that. If you feel like that would be helpful for you, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to jump on that. But doing whatever you can to realize that this pain and torment is not necessarily even yours, and it's time to cleanse it. Because we can be bombarded, especially in modern society, bombarded with information. So you don't have to store that in your mind space anymore. It's really beautiful that in your advice position is the Hanged Muse, which is obviously all about shifting your perspective and seeing a different perspective since she is upside down. But it's also about letting go. It's about letting go and allowing universal life force energy to flow through you instead of being in resistance. It's like allowing the universe to show up for you instead of maybe trying to force into a way of being that isn't really meant for you. Instead of trying to force yourself into a situation that really isn't meant for you, into a relationship that really isn't meant for you. But he's in the traditional tarot, he's hanging here because he's like about to find enlightenment. So this could be calling for some deprogramming, especially with the Nine of Voices in your challenge position. It could be time to release some of that type of programming, some inner child healing. I do have an inner child healing meditation that I'll link in the description for you to tap into if that's something that you're called to. But it's really shifting your perceptions that have been placed on you by society, by your past lifetimes that are no longer serving you. And just realizing that those are just stories, but you don't have to adhere to them and operate from them anymore. I'm not going to advise anyone to do psychedelics, but I feel like that's why so many people are drawn to it at this moment in time, because it can really shake up your perceptions and shake up your worldview by forcing you pretty much, sometimes not so gently, into another perception of reality. So asking yourself how you can get there without psychedelics, I think, would be advantageous at this time. But it's really taking this bird's eye view, this being able to zoom out. Being able to really zoom out and take inventory of your life, what you're allowing into your life at this time, and asking yourself if it's all what is meant for your highest good. Because you can flip it anytime that you wish. And the outcome is the Page of Materials, which is super interesting. So this is about discovering how to create abundance. It's about being a student in the lesson of abundance. it's maybe calling back to that past lifetime of how you were creating abundance there, if that's something that you're struggling with now, and realizing, like, studying it, being embodied with that energy, calling it back, because it is meant for you in this life, it feels like. So it's really realizing that your soul's DNA or soul's blueprint is meant for abundance in this life. So doing whatever you need to do to study those who are operating in that way, who are embodying that energy already, maybe just being close to them can activate that which is already dormant within you. It's already available to you. It's just turning it on like a light switch. But this will create, if you can shift your perspective, if you can let go of this worry and anxiety energy, then the new opportunities, especially for financial abundance, are going to show up for you. So I feel like this is part of your life purpose, is to be working in these subtle realms, but also be now marrying that with your past energy of the Queen of Materials, so you can create new opportunities and generate new opportunities for yourself. So it's like, okay, in this life, I'm really, really getting into my emotional awareness, my emotional intelligence. And now it's time to marry that with this mastering of the financial, mastering of this abundance, mastering of letting go of any scarcity, any worry, because this is all available to me, and the universe is infinite in its abundance. The universe is infinite in its resources that are available to me. But yeah, coming at it from this like really enthusiastic, this really almost youthful energy, this playful energy, I think is really going to serve you. That could be the way that you're being called to shift your perspective at this time, is to not have money feel so heavy and dense and like a burden to think about, but rather like, how can you make it more playful? Because I feel like that's the ticket here for success, for prosperous energy. Really beautiful. Cool. And so finally we're going to pull, well, not finally, next we're going to pull this clarifying oracle card here about your life's purpose, and then we will pull a Lightworker oracle card. Okay. For card number 2. Card number 2, please. What can you tell us about their life's purpose at this time? Okay. Conquering. Victory will be yours. Set your intention and watch it come back to you. Overcoming. Victory. Success. Yeah, this is definitely setting the intention of knowing that you can create whatever you wish, especially when you have this depth of emotion here. You can create new love at this time, if that's what you're calling in. You can create more abundance. It's all available to you with your intention. And that's why shadow work and all that is so important, because intentions are able to run through you very easily when you can remove any of this energy. All right, awesome. Finally, we're going to end with a Lightworker oracle card. And if my style of reading resonates with you and you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings at this time. And you can find that info in the description box below. This is a new channel, so if you received any helpful insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, and subscribe for readings every week. All right, card number 2. What can you tell us about life purpose for card number 2? Grounding. So this could be a life's lesson for you to learn how to ground. This is exactly what we're talking about with the 9 of Voices. Like, a lot of times we can have a lot of mental activity here. We can have a lot of mental activity going on when we're ungrounded. So this could be like a lesson for you to be learning. I think it's fine. You long for the free and open worlds of spirit and light, yet you also yearn to experience the healing power and divine joy of sacred sound and living color. You are meant to bring joy, beauty, and comfort to this world, to share the spiritual light. To do so, you need grounding. Your dreams want you just as much as you want them. Grounding helps you bring your dreams to life in your world for the benefit of many. When a reminder comes from higher guidance to ground oneself, it is a loving encouragement, never a judgment. Grounding is the spiritual version of remembering to call your mother. It's a chance to check in with what's happening in your physical life and make sure you're giving appropriate time and energy to what really matters to your heart. It is a chance to appreciate the beauty of the natural world and the love in your relationships. It's a chance to make sure your spiritual work is being applied in your life in ways that feel good for you. It's a chance to speak your prayers rather than only think them. You might even dance them or create a colorful flower offering for your altar or sing them from your heart. We're guided to ground ourselves when there's been an increase of light to the head. This can occur through meditation, prayer, or conscious connection with spirit. You might be on fire with ideas and inspiration but struggling to express them all practically. You may even feel congested or tense in parts of your body where the energy needs some help to flow. This is a sign to move in a way that feels freeing, strengthening, and expressive, to add healthy relaxation and exercise into your lifestyle to allow for healing to occur. Then the light can move through your entire body, bringing vitality and helping you translate your ideas into your reality. To do so, take care of your body. Be sure to get plenty of hydration and rest. Spend time in nature. Use salt baths to cleanse your energy. Eat foods that strengthen and nourish you. Ground yourself by releasing emotional content. If you are either swinging from one extreme to another or retreating to your head to analyze rather to express, you can ground emotional energy by writing in a journal or creating art, poetry, music, or dance to express your feelings. You can also ground emotional energy through physical exercise or being in nature. Practice soothing and calming yourself so that you can return to a contented, trusting, and peaceful state of being. This can be done by talking to yourself in a gentle, loving, encouraging voice, reassuring yourself that everything is working out according to a higher plan and that you are very loved. Guided meditations and relaxations that help you feel connected, peaceful, and loved will also be helpful. Choose what works for you. You'll know when you are grounded because you will feel very connected to your body, aware of your emotions, and clear, energized, and present, all with a sense of well-being. If you're not feeling that way, this oracle says that you can. Your energy and well-being can improve, and you can feel good about who you are and how you choose to live your life. Grounding will help you and help the universe to help you too. Wow, I just feel like that's so succinct and beautifully summarizing this entire reading and all of these nuggets that I was dropping in here earlier. So with that, I am going to end it here, sending you so much support and love and light on your journey, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hello, card number 3. If you chose this amethyst point and the third card out of the 3, then this is your reading. So I went ahead and pulled a card in advance about the general theme for your life's purpose, and I channeled a message for you about that. So first I'm going to read that to you. Then we'll pull some more tarot to dive deeper into the energies of your life purpose. We'll then pull a clarifying oracle card, and we'll end with a light worker oracle card. So for you, I pulled the card of Justice. Justice, beautiful Libra energy. Your life's purpose is to create harmony and balance through radical truth for your environment and from past incarnations. This card is ultimately about restoring karmic imbalances, and your energy is a catalyst for this. People tend to contract with fear about karma, but it is simply an energetic repercussion, the effects for all thoughts and actions. To be restoring karmic imbalances does not mean you're paying for something terrible you did in a past life. For this group, I feel like it is more It is more like your voice and light have been dimmed or quieted in the past, so this life, Spirit is urging you to be heard and to be seen, because your medicine is needed urgently on this planet. It can look like someone having betrayed you in a past life, and now they get to bestow a gift to you, or be influential in your success in this life. So often our parents owe us a bit of karma, so that might be a good place to start to see what type of imbalances are still requiring your attention. If you're in this group, this life may very well be your final mission on earth, should you so choose. What's needed is to look at your life and relationships with a loving honesty and open curiosity, to be impartial with your judgment, because judgment that has dense feelings like shame or regret tied to it only perpetuates karma, because you are tying your energy to it. You are here to free yourself from karma this life, so let that make you feel light and joyful, to be an example how others can do the same. Super powerful card here. All right. So without further ado, let's pull some additional tarot cards here for my card number 3. Card number 3. What is your life's purpose at this time? And I say at this time because our life purpose can be shifting and evolving over time. The Tower popped out, and don't worry, this is in the past position, so nothing will be tumbling down around you at this time. Never fear. The 8 of Voices in your current energy, or 8 of Swords in the traditional tarot. Okay. The Lovers in your challenge area. Very interesting. The Chariot in your advice. Wow, and the Magician, you guys, in your outcome. Wow. Look at these. This is what I'm talking about with this group. I just felt like, oh, they have the potential to have this be their last incarnation as like a positive thing. Like, you don't have to come back to complete anything. And look at these giant energies here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards, which are like, it's a big deal. This is not a pulling potatoes, then you die life. This is like, you're here to get some stuff done. So when I was talking about there may have been some injustices done to you in the past with your justice, there may have been some injustices done to you in the past with your justice card and the general theme here. This Tower, I feel like, is representing not a past moment in your current life, but in a past life where like the rug was completely pulled out from under you, where just your entire reality just kind of crumbled down around you. It also could be like in a more positive note that you were shifting paradigms. That's kind of what your focus has been in the past, is shifting your perspective, shifting your paradigms, shifting your belief systems, so you can rebuild them. But this feels like it was stretching out over several lifetimes with this Tower here. I feel like there was probably a lot of drama, a lot of pain, and a lot of suffering that was kind of coloring some of your past lives. A lot of chaos. Maybe you could be a soul that really likes to learn in that way. Having done past life regressions, having done them through hypnosis for people, I witnessed that a lot of souls have loved is the wrong word, have chosen to have suffering be their preferred way of learning. And my job was always to convince their higher self now that like that's kind of an outdated way of learning from a soul perspective, that we don't need to be learning through these like massive suffering moments, these massive like walls caving in around you moments, massive like traumatic moments. It's just not necessary anymore. So it feels like this is something that you're shifting out of, but that it could still be lingering in your current energy. But yeah, this is ultimately like, it's a lot of discomfort. There could be remnants of this still, this energy happening in your childhood. I've noticed a lot of times with souls, with this being their past life, that they do have difficult childhoods because they are trying to be really efficient with this life and getting everything done, everything tied up, every loose end tied up. And sometimes that means having these bigger life lessons, these more challenging life lessons that only the badass souls can handle, that are ready to move on from the earth plane. So this could also be energy from your childhood. But know that if that's the case, that's the period on the end of the cycle. Like that is the end of that cycle there. And that's why you were given this opportunity to tie it up, to end it, to close the door. As long as you're looking back on those really challenging, traumatic moments in your childhood with an understanding, with, if you can get to the place of gratitude, you know that you've cleared it, you know that it's no longer tied to you. Whether they deserve forgiveness or not is irrelevant. It's for you, right? Like choosing to operate with gratitude for the trauma that you've endured is the ultimate way to free yourself, because it's being so in love with who you are now, right? It's like being so grateful for the person that you are now, and you know that you never would be the way that you are without those experiences to shape you, without those lessons that you got to learn. So I know that's a really heavy way to start this reading, but I'm just feeling really called to encourage you guys that you're badasses, and this is like, this person looks like a badass here too, right? Like, she's like, yeah, you can strike me with lightning, but I'm still here. So what's next, baby? So it's also really interesting that I was mentioning that there could be some remnant still of this energy in your current energy, even if it is just from past life and not from childhood, because this is a feeling, this Eight of Voices or Eight of Swords in the traditional tarot is a feeling of being stuck and bound and feeling like there's no way out. But here's the kicker. There is always a way out. There's always a way out. Your higher self wouldn't place you in these positions, in these situations, if like there wasn't a way out. But this way out is more like a mental plane, right? So it's feeling like there's no way out from, whether that's relationships that you maybe keep encountering, or a type of relationship, or recreation of a relationship, but there is always a way out. Whether that's like pain that's still haunting you from the past, there is always a way out. There's always a way through that. In the traditional tarot, this image is her being bound. She's bound, but she can like her bounds are like very loose. Like she can easily remove them. She can take off that blindfold. She can just walk away. Like she's not completely surrounded by swords. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, she can walk away at any moment. So this is just saying like, it's not time to give up. It's not time to give up because this is, because there are options around you. So whether that's talking to a trusted friend, mentor, someone that, like a confidant that you really trust, and asking them to be honest with you about this particular situation, about this particular way of thinking, and for them to highlight some options that maybe you're incapable of seeing at this time. Also, just like asking spirit, asking your guides and your higher self to show you other options, and to do it in a way that's very obvious for you. That power of intention is sometimes enough to just make it happen for you, and it will click. And you'll get a download. Maybe it'll be a dream. But this is ultimately feeling powerless and knowing that you are so powerful. You are so powerful as a soul that you can create any door to open for you to get out of this mental anguish. Always able to leave any time that you want. So it's really interesting that the Lovers is in your challenge position. Usually, like traditionally, people read this card not as soulmate or lovers energy, but as like a choice to make. So for some of you, that could be the challenge, is making a choice at this time, making a choice to hold on to the past, making a choice to move on with the new, making a choice to leave behind something that's no longer serving you. That could definitely be this, but I'm feeling like for most of you, the challenge could be being in relationship in general. Even if you're currently in one, having it be like a beautiful soul match, allowing yourself to be seen. I think a lot of times with people who have this like Justice Libran energy, they tend to attract people that maybe are a little bit more chaotic or dysfunctional, just because you do have the capacity to balance that out within someone else. But ultimately, just because you can doesn't mean that it's serving you or that you should. So it feels like being in relationship in this life is perhaps a challenge for you. To be authentically seen, felt, understood, to allow yourself to be vulnerable in relationship, to allow yourself to be with someone who values you, to allow yourself to have a healthy relationship that's with open, loving communication, someone to encourage you. Just know that because this is in your challenge position, it is absolutely available to you. It is absolutely available to you. It's a choice to love someone else. And it's a choice that you have to keep making every day. So you can say yes to that. Even before someone shows up, you can say, yes, I do wish to have that experience. And it will come for you. Because one of the biggest ways that we grow is in these intimate relationships, because it's when we can see the biggest reflection of our own energy is through the eyes of someone that we love so deeply. And in your advice position is the Chariot, which is super interesting because the Chariot, in my opinion, is all about preparing with confidence to move forward to victory. It's in the traditional tarot Rider-Waite deck. He's depicted in front of a city because he's leaving behind what society thinks that he should be doing. Right? So it's like leaving behind the expectations of society because you are too big, bold to fit in there anymore. So that could be part of this energy for you. But it's believing in yourself and your mission so deeply that nothing, like what others think, does not matter at all. I'm also being drawn to the solar plexus here. Like, that's the power that she's driving. She knows, she's so confident in who she is. Like, this is the solar plexus energy center here in the stomach is that I am, I think. Yeah, I think it's the I am center. So it's like knowing on this soul level who you are. And I'm just like also being drawn here to like how she's like emerging from this mask to have her like true self and her true divinity be witnessed in relationship, and also just to move forward so boldly with that knowing of who you really are once that mask has been allowed to fall away. So what have you been dreaming of doing in this life? What have you been inspired and called to act on in this life? Because this card is advising you to prepare to act on it. If you have a dream, then that dream was planted there by the universe and it is calling for you to bring it into reality. Your will, your divine will that comes from that solar plexus, that is the Magician, which is this outcome is the Magician. The Magician is balancing all four of those elements within her body, being this conduit between heaven and earth to bring down anything that she wants to desire that's coming from in alignment with her higher self and create it into this world. You are magnetic at this time. You are magnetic in this life. It's just believing so deeply that you deserve to have what you want. And making sure that there's a balance, there's a harmony in every aspect of your life. Taking that life inventory very seriously and seeing with the loving light of your awareness, looking with open curiosity about where there might be imbalances. Are you spending too much time, I don't know, watching TV? Are you spending too much time scrolling? Are you maybe not spending enough time with friends? Are you spending too much time with friends? Are you not spending enough time in solitude? It's really just being really lovingly curious about how to balance within yourself. And when you can achieve that balance and being just called here to the balance of these four elements that we all have within us, then you're going to be able to create whatever you want. Your manifestation abilities right now are on point. So get really clear about the intentionality of what it is that you're calling in. Does that make any sense? Be really clear about the intentions for what you have to manifest. Get really clear via journaling. Get really clear making a roadmap, because it's like a time of quickening right now. Time is speeding up and manifestations are speeding up. They're coming in faster at this time. So making sure that you're letting go of anything from your past, including past lives, you're balancing that out now. So it's not impacting what it is that you're calling in, what you're trying to achieve. Because whatever it is that you're going to create, it will inspire others, it will heal others. Because when you set yourself free from karmic ties, then so many in turn are inspired to do the same or are also set free. Really beautiful. So next we're going to go ahead and pull clarifying oracle card here to see what else we can glean from your life's purpose at this time. For card number 3. Card number 3, what else can you tell us about their life's purpose, please? Wow. Your time is now. You're at the right place at the right time. You have to do what you're meant to do. Ready, time sensitive, act now. I mean, you guys, like, that is just goosebump energy. Preparing to do what it is that you want to do and then doing it. Because this time of pain and suffering is over. It's time to balance the energy within your energetic body, because this portal is awaiting you to do what it is that you're called to do what it is that you wake up thinking about doing, what you go to bed at night thinking about doing, whether that's just being in a relationship or building a business or sweet volunteer work or being with animals, whatever it is that you're obsessing about almost at this time. The time is now. Really awesome. Finally, we're going to end with a Lightworker Oracle card, and if my style of reading resonates with you, if you want to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings at this time. You can find that info in the description box, and this is a new channel, so if you did receive any helpful insights or clarity from this reading, please like, share, subscribe for readings every week. Okay, card number 3. What's the final message for card number 3 for their life's purpose? Wow. Soul child. Rebirth is upon you, beautiful child of the universe. You have prepared for new life, and it is starting right now. The divine moment of rebirth, which occurs after a period of struggle, of intense inner work, and physical transformation, has arrived. Enjoy getting to know this new self. It is a new day, a new beginning, a new you. Like an adventurer enjoying the discovery of a brand new world, take your time to explore the increase of your light, power, and love. You have undergone the death of the old order. Nothing is as it was, nor will ever be again. You have had to learn detachment, to release and let go over and over again. In so many ways, you've experienced inner death as you've bravely surrendered that which no longer serves your growth this lifetime, even if you once loved it dearly or couldn't imagine life without it. Deep inside, through that process, your soul has been gathering energy. It's been drawing it away from the old forms of your life and relationships, from your old beliefs about health, finances, work, and from what used to hold meaning for you. It has done so in order to feed the new soul child being carried within your body. This new you is filled with divine light, love, and power. Your inner soul child, this newly integrated self, is preparing for birth now. From that which is no longer, something new is now being born. You are ready for the next cycle or phase of your life. Even if, like a newborn colt, learning to stand steady on shaky legs, you are not sure of your strength, be reassured. The new self you are experiencing will grow strong and powerful soon enough. Let confidence in your new self emerge. Reflect upon how different you are now to a year or even a month ago. Be curious about who you are now. Do not expect the same reactions or experiences you encountered in your past. It is a time of celebration and acknowledgement that a new day, a new you, has begun a journey in the physical world. You shall enjoy the divine harvest of all your growth and effort. This card can also indicate that a child around you, perhaps one about whom you have been thinking deeply, is particularly gifted or spiritually oriented. This child may have an important mission this lifetime and need your loving support and spiritual encouragement to thrive into that mission according to his or her own divine timing. This card may also be a sign that a new business idea, professional or personal relationship, or lifestyle choice is going to support the growth of your spirit in a positive and encouraging way. If this is the case, that new idea or connection will lead to the birth of creative new programs, ideas, and structures in your life. On the other hand, if something has been flagging in energy or success, but you are not yet inclined to give it up, this oracle comes as confirmation and encouragement. Rebirth is going to happen. Do not give up. Sometimes it is darkest just before the dawn. Beautiful. And if you guys are feeling like you want a little bit more support, I do have an inner child healing meditation that I'll link below for you as well in case you're interested. And that is free for sure. But thank you for letting me read for you at this time. Knowing your life's purpose can be so empowering. I hope this resonated with you. Sending you so much love, light, and support on your journey at this time, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.